Chapter 7. The Law of Rhythm, flowing with the seasons of your life. There is a hidden music woven into the world, a quiet pulse beneath everything we touch, everything we feel, everything we become. You cannot see it with the eyes, but your soul recognizes instantly. It is the subtle rise and fall of your energy, the gentle turning of your seasons, the emotional tides moving inside you. It is the law of rhythm, one of the most beautiful and most misunderstood laws of the universe. To understand this law is to understand life. To resist it is to suffer. To flow with it is to find peace. Everything in existence moves in cycles. The tide does not remain high. Summer does not stay forever. Your happiness moment rise, then gentle fade, and then return in new forms. People often panic when something changes, when joy quiets down, when motivation slows, when progress pauses. But nature says, nothing is wrong. You are simply shifting into another season. Let it happen. This is the wisdom the universe has been whispering since the beginning of time. The day the old fisherman spoke of tide, an elderly fisherman sitting on a weather-worn bench by the ocean. His boat was simple, his clothes rough, and his eyes shone with the softness of someone who had lived long enough to understand the language of nature. He told me, the ocean doesn't care how much you want a big catch today. She has her cycles. If you fight her, she will humble you. If you flow with her, she will feed you. He continued, when the tide is low, I rest. When the tide rises, I work. When the storm comes, I wait. When the sun returns, I go out again. This is the rhythm of the sea and the rhythm of life. I didn't know it then, but his simple wisdom captured the essence of the law of rhythm. Everything has ties. Your health, your emotions, your relationships, your success, your spiritual journey, even your faith. And like the fisherman, you must learn when to rest, when to act, when to wait, and when to trust. The cycles you carry inside. Every person carries internal rhythm as surely as the earth carries its season. Your mind has rhythms of clarity and confusion. Your heart has rhythm of openness and retreat. Your soul has rhythms of longing and contentment. Modern science confirms this with remarkable detail. Neuroscientists now identify natural oscillations in focus, enthusiasm, creativity, and emotional energy. Hormonal cycles regulate motivation. Circadian rhythms determine sleep and alertness. Your brain waves shift throughout the day from faster analytical patterns to slower, intuitive ones. Life is not random, it is rhythmic, yet most people fight themselves. They push when they need rest. They force clarity when their mind is foggy. They chase excitement when the soul is asking for quiet. Instead of flowing with the rhythm, they resist it, and resistance always leads to suffering. This is why Buddhism teaches impermanence. Everything changes, everything moves, everything breathes. The Buddha say, quote, nothing ever exists entirely alone. Everything is in relation to everything else. End quote. That includes your internal states, your emotion, thought, and energy all rise and fall like waves. Confucius taught a similar wisdom, though in a different language, the language of harmony. He believed that life becomes peaceful when you harmonize ourselves with time, with seasons, with circumstances. To live in harmony, he taught, is to know when to move and when to be still. Christianity expresses this truth beautifully in Ecclesiastes, quote, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, end quote. A time to build and a time to rest, a time to speak and a time to be silent, a time to rejoice and a time to weep. The law of rhythm is not only spiritual, it is universal. The mistake of expecting life to stay at one peak. One of the main sources of disappointment in modern life is the belief that success or happiness must remain constant. People imagine they should feel motivated every day, confident every moment, joyful every second. They expect their spiritual growth to be linear, always up, never down. But nothing in nature grows in the straight line. Even the human heart, a symbol of life itself, does not beat in a perfect sameness. It speeds up, slows down, it pauses slightly between beats. Its rhythm is not a flaw, it is the miracle that keeps you alive. In the same way, your emotional ups and downs are not flaws. Your shifting energy levels are not flaws. Your cycles of inspiration and the rest are not flaws. They are part of your design. The problem is not the cycle. The problem is the expectation that life should not have cycles. Imagine a surfer demanding the ocean give him the same wave every morning, or the gardener insisting roses bloom every month, or the farmer trying to harvest in the winter. This is now how many people approach their life, demanding that every moment feels like spring. The law of rhythm gentle says, let go. Accept the nature ebb and flow. Learn the beauty of every season. A story of a bamboo forest. There is a story told in Buddhist tradition about bamboo, a plant known for its wisdom like resilience. A young monk once asked his teacher, why does bamboo bend in storm while oak breaks? The master replied, because the bamboo understands rhythm. It bows when the wind blows. It rises when the wind passes. The oak fights the rhythm, and fighting brings it downfall. Life will send winds. Life will send storms. Life will send seasons of growth and seasons where everything seems still. The bamboo survives because it trusts the cycle. The oak falls because it resists. You too must learn the dance of rising and bowing, the rhythm of the soul. Every person undergoes spiritual rhythms, times of deep connection and times of quiet emptiness. Even saints, monks, prophets, and spiritual masters felt spiritual winter. Jesus withdrew into the wilderness for 40 days, a spiritual low season that prepared him for his highest calling. King David moved between highs of praise and lows of despair, but he never mistrusted the rhythm. Buddha experienced long quiet years of wandering before the morning of enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Confucius endured years of rejection before his teachings finally took root. Great souls do not avoid rhythm, they honor it. The season of silence. There will come moments in life it feels still and quiet, when nothing seems to happen, when progress pauses, when you wonder if you are stuck. But what you call silence is often transformation beneath the surface. The winter trees look dead, yet its roots are strengthening. The caterpillar appears still, but its entire being is reorganizing. The soil lies quiet, but nutrients are gathering for spring. Silence does not mean absence. Stillness does not mean nothingness. Your quiet seasons are often where the universe rearranges your path, your heart, your purpose. The law of rhythm teaches patience here. Do not judge your life by one season. Trust the cycle. The season of rising. Then comes the moment, slowly at first, barely noticeable, when energy returns, when clarity warms the edges of your mind, when ideas flow, when your heart feels open again. This upward rhythm is as natural as dawn after night. The mistake many people make is expecting the rise to last forever, but you accept that it won't. You enjoy it more deeply, you use it wisely, and you stop fearing the future. During rising seasons, take action, create, plan dreams, build habits, strengthen yourself. These seasons are gift divine alignments where everything seems easier. They come not by force, but by readiness. The season of letting go. Some cycles are not about growth or silence. They are about release. The law of freedom will gently remove what no longer belongs in your life. Sometimes a relationship will fade not because of anger but because of freedom has shifted. Sometimes a job, a dream, or a chapter of your life will close. Sometimes your identity must shed its own layers to make room for who you are becoming. Buddhism calls this impermanence. Christianity calls it surrender. Confucius calls it moral maturity. Science calls it adaptation. Life calls it change. The rhythm of letting go is sacred. It frees your hands so you can receive the next season of openness. When life feels chaotic, rhythm is still there. There will be moments when everything seems disorderly, when life does not make sense, when you cannot see pattern, but rhythm is always present, even if you cannot perceive it. Modern physics shows that even chaotic systems, storms, clouds, galaxies have underlying patterns that keep everything balanced. Your life, too, has invisible harmony. You may feel lost, but your path is not random. You might feel delay, but your timing is not wrong. You may feel unsure, but your rhythm is guiding you. The universe does not move in straight lines. It moves in waves, spirals, and cycles. So do you. Learning to dance with the rhythm. Imagine your life as a long dance with time. Sometimes the rhythm is slow and gentle. Sometimes it is fast and exhilarating. Sometimes it pauses. Sometimes it swells. A wise dancer does not resist the music. They move with it. Here is a simple truth. Your peace in life has less to do with your circumstances and more to do with your willingness to move with the rhythm. If you resist, life feels heavy. If you surrender, life becomes graceful. This surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the same wisdom Confucius carried in his calmness, the same wisdom that the Buddha found under the Bodhi tree, the same wisdom Jesus taught when he spoke of trusting God's timing. To understand the law of rhythm is to understand the spiritual heartbeat of life. How to align yourself with rhythm. The law of rhythm does not ask you to be passive. It asks you to be aware. Awareness lets you move with life instead of fighting it. Here are simple ways to align. Honor your energy. When tired, rest. When inspired, act. Understand your emotion. Do not judge your lows. They are part of the cycle. Observe your seasons. Ask, what season am I in? Instead of what's wrong with me. Flow with change. Let go of what is naturally fading. Trust timing. If something is not moving, it is not the right moment. Stay rooted spiritually. Prayer, meditation, silence, all keep you balanced during the cycle. Alignment is not forcing life. It is listening to life. The deepest wisdom of the law of rhythm. If you remember nothing else in this chapter, remember this. No season is permanent. No feeling is final. No chapter lasts forever. Winter becomes spring. Stillness becomes clarity. Loss becomes renewal. Silence becomes revelation. Your life is not stuck. You are simply in the rhythm you might not yet understand. Once you embrace this truth, the fear of your heart softens. You stop rushing for life. You stop forcing answers. You stop clinging to the old versions of yourself. You begin to trust that the universe is not punishing you. It's simply moving you through the dance of becoming. And you realize the rhythm has always been your ally. It has never once abandoned you. It has only been teaching you how to flow. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy this chapter. Please click like and subscribe to hear the next chapter.